Once upon a time, in a small town in America, there lived a 13-year-old boy named Max. Max wasn't like most kids. While other children his age were running around, playing video games and hanging out with friends, Max spent most of his time in a hospital bed, staring out of the window at the world he longed to be a part of. You see, Max had been born with a rare and aggressive illness that had taken hold of his body from a very young age. Doctors couldn't figure out what it was, but all they knew was that Max was constantly sick. Max's illness was something that couldn't be cured by just any medicine. It was something the doctors couldn't explain, and they had run out of treatments. Max was in and out of the hospital, and his parents, Lena and Josh, did everything they could to make him feel normal, even though life felt far from it. Max's bedroom was decorated with posters of his favorite heroes, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and most of all, Elon Musk. To Max, Elon Musk wasn't just a businessman, he was a visionary, a hero, the man who dreamed big, who made the impossible possible. Max would spend hours reading about Elon's ventures from SpaceX to Tesla, dreaming of one day meeting him, but most importantly, Max had one wish. It wasn't for toys or even to get better, it was simply to meet Elon Musk. He'd seen him on TV, and Max couldn't help but think that if he could just meet him, maybe he would feel better. Maybe the world wouldn't feel so heavy on his little shoulders. It wasn't an ordinary wish, it was a hope, a light that shone through the darkness that surrounded him. Max believed in Elon Musk. He believed that if anyone could help him, it was someone like Elon. Someone who wasn't afraid to push the boundaries to change the world. Max's parents, Lena and Josh, never told Max about how serious his condition was. They never wanted him to lose hope. But one evening, when Max was resting in his bed, his mum overheard the doctors talking in hushed tones. "He doesn't have much time left. We've done all we can," one doctor said. Lena felt a knot in her stomach. Max didn't know the full truth, but time was running out. It was that night that Max's dream of meeting Elon Musk turned from a simple wish into an unshakable mission. Max was in the hospital again when he made his decision. He was tired, so tired of feeling weak. He was tired of lying in the same sterile room, staring at the same white walls. But that night, after the doctors had left, he looked up at his mom and dad. "I'm going to meet Elon Musk," Max said, his voice firm but full of hope. Lena and Josh exchanged a look. They didn't want to disappoint their son, but they also didn't want him to be let down. "Max, we'll do everything we can," Lena said softly, but Max shook his head. "No, Mom, I'm going to make it happen. You'll see. I'll meet him." Max's parents didn't have the heart to argue. If there was one thing they had learned in all their years of struggle, it was that Max's determination could move mountains. So, that night, after Max had fallen asleep, Lena sat at her computer and typed a letter. It was simple, but from the heart. The letter read, "Dear Elon Musk, my name is Max. I'm 13 years old and I'm sick. I don't know how much time I have left, but I have a dream. I want to meet you. You're my hero and I believe in you. Please, if there's any way you can make my dream come true, it would mean the world to me. I believe that you are the one who can make anything possible. Thank you for being the person I look up to. You're my hero, Max." Lena hesitated for a moment before hitting send. She didn't know if Elon Musk would ever read it. What were the chances that a busy billionaire like him would even notice the letter of a sick boy from a small town? But she couldn't shake the feeling that somehow Max's dream might just come true. Days passed, and Max's health seemed to be getting worse. He spent more time in bed, his body growing weaker. The doctors were running out of answers, but Max wasn't giving up. He still held on to the hope that one day Elon Musk would show up at his door. And then one afternoon, when Lena was checking her email, she saw it, an email from an unknown sender. The subject line read, "Max, I'm coming to meet you." At first, Lena thought it was a mistake, maybe a fan page or a prank. But when she opened the email, her hands trembled. "Dear Max, I've read your letter and I want to meet you. I believe in you too. I'm making arrangements to come to you and I'll bring something special with me. See you soon, Elon Musk." Lena couldn't believe it. Was this real? She quickly ran to Max's room, her heart racing. She told him the news in a voice that trembled with excitement. Max's eyes widened, disbelief flooding his face. Elon is coming to see me?" he whispered. Lena nodded, her own tears welling up in her eyes. "Yes, Max, he is." The day Elon Musk arrived was a day Max would never forget. The hospital staff had cleared a room for the meeting, and Max could barely contain his excitement. He had dreamed of this moment for so long. But now that it was real, he was overwhelmed. Would Elon Musk really understand him? Would he be as amazing in person as Max had always imagined? Then, it happened. The door opened, and there stood Elon Musk, wearing his usual black t-shirt and jeans, with that unmistakable spark in his eyes. Max's heart raced as he saw the man who had inspired him more than anyone else. Elon knelt beside Max's bed and smiled. "Hey there, Max. I hear you're one of my biggest fans," he said, his voice warm and genuine. Max could hardly speak, his emotions overwhelming him. But then after a long silence, he whispered, "I believe in you, Mr. Musk. You make the impossible happen. I just wanted to meet you." Elon smiled again, his eyes softening. "Well, Max, I'm honored to meet you. You're an inspiration to me too." Elon pulled something out of his bag, a small model of a Tesla Roadster, the car he had launched into space. "This is for you," he said, placing the model in Max's hands. "I want you to remember that no dream is too big. You're a fighter, Max." Max held the car, his hands trembling. This wasn't just a gift, it was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there was light, there was hope. Elon didn't just come to meet Max, he stayed for hours talking to him about space, about Tesla, about the future. Max's eyes lit up as they discussed rockets and electric cars. Elon shared stories about his own struggles and how he had almost given up many times but kept going. "You know, Max," Elon said quietly as the day came to a close, "sometimes the toughest battles are the ones we fight inside ourselves. But you have something special, and you're going to change the world." Max smiled, his heart full. He had never felt more alive than in that moment. When Elon left, he promised Max that he would keep fighting, just like him. Max's family couldn't believe what had just happened. Their son, who had been so weak, was now filled with hope and purpose. Max's health didn't magically improve after meeting Elon, but something inside him had changed. His determination grew stronger, and though his fight was far from over, he knew that he wasn't alone. His hero had shown him that dreams could come true, no matter how big or small. And for the first time in a long while, Max believed that maybe, just maybe, he could change the world too.